Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now I hope everyone had a fantastic long weekend. I of course was here. I mentioned on occasion before that I love the city when it's slow. When everyone else is gone and everything here is nice and quiet. And I'm a homebody. Now over the weekend I was eagerly waiting the Treb stats. They did not come out, unfortunately, but they did come out on Tuesday. So I encourage all of you to go and take a look at today's blog. It is Thursday, and we looked over the Treb stats, and from what I could tell, very strong market. July, sales were up, inventory was down. Well, it seems to reason prices will be up, which of course they were. So I really dug deep into the Treb stats. As I said, have a look if you get a chance. Now where we are in the market is interesting. I mentioned last week that not a lot comes out the week before a long weekend. So there's more inventory this week for sure. I'm already seeing that through 3 days, but I still think a lot of folks are waiting for fall. Now, I did see today, a colleague of mine from the brokerage, 2 listings this week for freehold properties, really great, nicely staged, holdbacks on offers. And I thought, well, that's interesting. That's an interesting strategy. I probably would have waited till fall, but there are people out there that say, you know what? In the fall, there's going to be a lot more competition. Yes, there will be more buyers, but I'm going to strategically put my property on the market in August when I know there are some buyers out there, but there's virtually no competition. So we are seeing that. Now, for this week's Pick 5, again, looking at the fact that there's not a ton of inventory out there, I thought we would be thematic in nature. And as you saw from the title this week, I want to do 5 buildings that you didn't know were there. I think I've done this before actually, but in looking at Pick 5, a lot of times I go through and I kind of let the theme find me. And this week I did in fact find 5 buildings that I think a lot of people don't even know exist. So let's go to the map here, guys, and I'll show you. And they're usually outside the core. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to tell me that you don't know a building that is literally at Bay and King, right? I think we could all agree most of the ones off the beaten path are going to be the ones that we're not as familiar with. So let's start out this week with this one here at 437 Roncesvalles Avenue. Now, from the look of it, obviously it's a condo, right? I mean, let's take a look at the photo. I mean, if you see that, you're like, yeah, that definitely looks residential. So it's not to say that you couldn't see it because it's invisible, or as you'll see with some of these, they literally are around the corner and down the train track or whatever. No, this is at a very major intersection. So I'll show you where this is. Do you know in Roncesvalles, let me zoom out a little bit, when you're going north on Roncesvalles, and then here right at the junction with Dundas, there's this triangle shaped building. And so part of the reason I think a lot of people don't know this is here is because it's a complicated intersection. And it's one of those intersections where most of the time you're really, hopefully, paying attention to what's going on in traffic. But it's a very cool spot, if for nothing else, because it is walking distance to Bloor. You've got the Bloor Go, 4 or 5 minutes away, and you're just north of Prime Roncesvalles. So take a little stroll down here. Ooh, pizza. Oh my God. I'm on a diet. Don't ask. Lost 10 actual pounds so far. I chart it every day in an Excel spreadsheet. Cool story, Hansel. Okay, so that's the location. Now the building itself. There was a write-up a couple of weeks ago, no surprise in the Toronto Star, Design Trumps Loneliness as Indoor Balconies and Courtyard Foster Community. I mean, God, who would have ever thought about the Toronto Star talking about community? So I don't like it. And, I'm sorry, not sorry. Most of the reason I would say that people work with me is because I'm not a salesperson first. I tell you what I think. I don't like the fact that your window looks into a courtyard. You may not have an actual window which has, what is it? Light and what's that other thing? Air. So I'm not a huge fan of this, but it's funny because, if you read the article, I'll read it to you like I'm reading a nursery story to my daughter at night, the Gruffalo, like twice in a row every night for a month. In just about every multi-unit residence in the city, people come home to a lobby big enough for a concierge desk and an elevator that will take them home to their own walled-off hideaway. It's not that it's a walled-off hideaway, it's that not everyone wants to know every single person in the building. So if you live in this building and you love the community, that's fantastic. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. There are certain people that like that. If I had a client that came to me directly and said, David, I really want to be in a building that is really about community, where I can see all of the people in the building and, where they might actually just like hang out, in the lobby / hallway / front porch, I would definitely bring you here. But this isn't necessarily for me. In a city where buildings are filled with residents who barely know each other. Yeah, you're in a 500 unit building. You don't need 499 friends. You know how many friends I have? Like 2. Seriously. And I can barely keep up with that at 38 years old. I would love to have the 14 friends that I had when I was 20. Life's busy. I don't need 499 friends. So that's just my 2 cents. You guys tell me if you think that I am wrong. As I said, and obviously there are windows here, right? But there are a lot of units that have no windows. It's not for everybody, but for the people that are for, it's great, right? Here's your lobby, okay? And here's where you start to see, like, this is just, it's so about community, right? Like, here's where you can, go and exchange your Jane Eyre book, for somebody, somebody like that one woman, Betty, on the 3rd floor. She's, she's got her Grishams, just her Grishams, and just curl up with a glass of wine and cry in the bathtub. No, sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. Right, but as you can see here, all the balconies, all of the front doors, there are a lot of people that come in through here, and right, you can see we're hanging out here, just hacking a dart, just seeing what's going on. So not my cup of tea. Then the unit itself. Okay, so here you can see that is a window that looks like a tree on the outside, so at least this one probably looks out over Roncesvalles. So it is a multi-story. Here's the front door with the frosted glass. So here's where you come in if you want the community. And I'll show you the floor plan afterwards, because with no furniture, it's a little bit confusing. So, right, balcony, outdoor space. Thank you. So maybe you can, hack darts out here without having to talk to Theo. Okay, so again, you can see the street here. This is where it veers off. We'll go back to the map in a moment. And it's actually a pretty good space. I feel like that's the first positive thing I've said about this. So we have a little fireplace. This is going to be your living dining. And again, this thing is what, 20 years old? I can't believe I'm this guy now putting on glasses. I need my glasses because my notes say 2018 and this building's not from 2018. 2008. I actually couldn't see that without my glasses. Holy crap, I'm getting old. Okay, so I'm gonna go through this, guys, because honestly, it's photos of an empty room. But again, this is your bedroom and this is your window, and you look into the courtyard. So you got to decide if you like that. I honestly think that 98% of people probably won't. And there's your door to your courtyard with Betty and Theo. Okay, I don't love this setup. I'm just gonna be honest here. Washer dryer under the countertop, and there's yet another sense of community, and you can see the CN Tower. Okay, awesome. Okay, so you can see 769, 835 square feet. So that is 769 divided by pi. We are $921 a square. Oh, $921 a square foot. Here's something. Do you know one of my Pick 5 readers sent me a calculator? That's amazing. Remember I always talk about the Casio, which I have. Yeah, this thing from grade 9, and it doesn't work because it uses solar power. I mean, it does work, and it's literally 25 years old, but it's a piece of crap and it doesn't work. So thank you to one of my viewers for sending me a calculator. I thought that was the funnest thing, the most funnest thing. Okay, so $921 a square foot, and it is a 1+1 with 1 bath and with 1 parking space. So I really don't know how to value this. It's been on the market for 23 days. I think it's a really tough sell, and I'm just being honest because I think it is a very, very unique type of property. Okay, so the next one here is 393 King Street West. 393 King Street East. Yes, isn't that crazy? Let's take a look at 393 King Street West. Do you guys know? Oh, don't even get me started about the beautification of the street. Let's take a major artery and let's remove cars from it. I'm sorry, like we have that thing called winter, yeah, where people won't be sitting out here. Anyways, okay, so that aside, and how much money did we give this company, taxpayers' dollars, to keep them afloat? So yes, 393 King Street West is this ugly pink building that is impossible to sell in. But what's really interesting here is that there's a 393 King Street East, and you would not know that it is there because it was built in 1989. It's only 4 stories and 26 units. Now, when you see a picture like this to start out, you think, wow, that's a really nice building. 393 King Street East, are you kidding me? Where in the world is that? It's called the Derby. Kentucky Derby. 393 King Street East, the Derby. So it's kitty corner from 318 King. Okay, so this is 318 King. right? We all know this building, faux show. Okay, and then the Derby is this building here. See, you can see the Derby. Chocolate Thunder. Who names horses? I would love that job. So this is a very nondescript building, and this is what I mean about buildings that you didn't know they were there. So maybe you've heard of 437 Roncesvalles. Okay, but how many of you knew that this was a condominium? It only has the 26 units in there. It's across from the Staples and the Porsche dealership, which is certainly one day going to be a condo. It's small, it looks like office, but it is actually a condo. Now the unit itself is gorge. It's kid slang for gorgeous. And, you know, obviously very child-friendly with these floating staircase. So, very cool unit. I don't know what I think about the price, because how in the world would you price something in a building that most people didn't even know was there? But it is certainly unique. Not, if anything, not unique. So, I butchered that. Okay. I don't love this layout. Little 4-person table, 2 chairs, which no one's going to sit in, and then a couch facing a fireplace you're not going to use, and 2 pipes, right? So, you know, 4-person, great. It's an oval, not a round, so it means you've got a little more space. You can remove that bar if you wanted to. This is a nice piece of art which shows the ceiling height. Obviously, we have the upstairs overlooking the downstairs. Cabinetry a little bit dated, right? That's fine. Again, here, tiny, tiny little couch. That is literally not even a couch. That is, it looks like a church pew. So you see how narrow this thing is. I 100% would rip this out. I think it's stupid and useless to have in a condo. You don't need a fireplace, and it's just taking up space. So my issue with this is the layout. Now this is a nice little patio. Oh, very cool. A charcoal barbecue. Wow. Seems to reason somebody cool enough to live in this building would own a charcoal barbecue. I think that's charcoal. Now this is where you're going to have constructions most definitely. And that's just your standard bullhead on the wall. Okay, so little den action here, little bedroom happening, right? Everything's nicely upgraded. Like, this is not an original condition unit. I've been in this building once in 15 years. Once. That's it. Maybe twice. Maybe a rental early on in my career. I can't remember that. It's so long ago. 15 years. I was so young. Right, what we're doing, right, okay. So some of the finishes, right, this may be a little dated. The rest of it is really, really nicely upgraded. And I will say, as I was just saying before I got carried off on a tangent about childhood and being younger, that the rest of the unit is just far and away, blowing away anything you'll find in this building, because, you know, it is older. Not a lot of turnover in this building. Certainly a unique layout. And we're gonna have to look at the price. I hate that so much. Whoa, whoa, hello, George. Is it possible this is... No, it's not. They tricked me. There's no way this is wood burning, but they have these just for show. Okay, cool. So let's go, come on, I've literally seen enough of this. See, that's the patio. Isn't that neat? They're the only one in the building. Maybe these guys. So talk to me about the price, $960,000. $960,000 divided by pi. I probably should have done this easy. Oh, crap. You're literally watching me type numbers into a calculator. So it's $942 a square foot. My gut tells me that is way too much money because of this building. Now I will also say, this little dining nook, this useless space, this living room with a church pew size couch facing a fireplace wall, I don't love that layout. So it is 960 square feet, but this space is gonzo because there's a staircase. And then this is open to below. You've got the den, they're calling it a second bedroom, I guess it is. And you've got 2 little bedrooms. So, you know, it's tough. I really don't know what to make of this one, guys, to be honest. I think it's a little bit pricey. It's been on the market for 17 days. Again, very, very specific demographic in this building. I think somebody's got to fall in love with the unit and maybe the location. I will say fees pretty good, right? $676 on 1019, water included. This is impossible. Heat and hydro not included. Central air is included. I guess it just runs on your own sense of self-satisfaction. Either that or hydro. Okay, so the next one we're going to look at is 21 River Street. You know this building, right? 21 River Street? Yeah, let's take a look at it. Cool. Okay. Yeah, River Street. I know that building. It's this one right here. No, it's not. That's 19 River Street. Everyone knows 19 River Street, right? It's the Vinegar Lofts. It's a beautiful red brick building. It's a conversion. 21 is this guy here, right? And this is going to be gonzo. See this? That's going to be a condo, the beer store. I think that sold for 40 schmil. Okay, so 21 River Street, 1998, 8 units. So again, I almost could have done this week on, you know, small buildings, boutique buildings. I'm doing buildings that we don't know are there, because if you were walking by this, you would probably be staring at this building here. It's kind of like in Catch Me If You Can. When Leonardo DiCaprio hide in plain sight, everyone's looking for him, and he's walking like this with 4 women on each arm. No one's looking at Leonardo DiCaprio, even though everyone there is looking for Leonardo DiCaprio. So this is hiding in plain sight. You wouldn't really know because this is next door, and this is an 8-unit building, and the prices are pretty decent, right? It's a really, really neat building. So here we've got $1,129,000 for 1,648 square feet, right? Unbelievable. And I know you're already tired of watching me punch numbers into a calculator, but I wanted to let you know that it's $685 a square. Phenomenal value. Phenomenal value. I can't believe that. Look, they even put it here, only $685 per square foot. And here I wasted 14 seconds of your life punching numbers into a calculator. So the photos, right? Maybe they could have done a little bit better in terms of marketing this unit. But what you're seeing here, and if we could zoom in, I don't know if this is going to be blurry, and I apologize. We've got brick, we've got beam. It's a really, really cool spot. It's a fantastic layout. There's a ton of space. It's just terribly marketed. Now, the one thing I'll say about this kitchen is, like, it's a loft, man. Like, did you rip these out of like an older Forest Hill home? These cabinets, this countertop, literally it does not belong in here. You need something cool and funky. Look at that. It's awful. It's absolutely terrible. Oh, boom. All of a sudden our camera started working. So now you can see what I mean. I mean, this is not really loft-like. Total respect for, you know, bringing in gas and the 4 bottles of Perrier. But these finishes do not belong in a loft. And that's all I'm going to say. So now we're going back to bid photos. Okay, now you can see, right? Brick, beam, it's really, really pretty. And there's a ton of space in this place. So it's $685 a square. I think the value is phenomenal. What is with the runners? Jesus. Unbelievable. So weird. Wow. So weird. Okay. And then maybe the rub here is that, you know, part of it is below grade. I mean, you can see that there's a window there. You're not underground. You are not sub terra. You are, right? You got a little window action happening here. So yeah, maybe you're lower level, but that's fine. I've been in the lower level of Aussie real estate for 15 years. So check out the master bedroom. I mean, it's massive, right? Again, cabinetry is really ugly, but look at the size of the bed. That's a king. You've got beautiful brick beam, timber beam here, right? I love it. Love it. It's an unbelievable space. Huge walk-in closet, big bathroom. You have your own washer dryer room, a laundry room. Wow. And that's it. And Bob is your uncle. So you probably didn't know that was there, and if you did, well, you know a lot about real estate. Unfortunately, they do not have a floor plan, guys. Okay, let's move on to 530 Indian Grove. Now, 530 Indian Grove. Did you know there was a condo on Indian Grove? Well, here's the thing. I bet you've been to the LCBO on Dundas, but you haven't been to 530 Indian Grove. Why? Because this right here is the LCBO, and I've been in there before. But the address is 530 Indian Grove because you actually enter off of the side street. So where are we? We are in the Happening Junction. And I remember when people would refer to the junction like it was a good thing. You're like, oh, what is that crappy area north of Prime High Park? This area is really cool. I gotta say, you know, of all of the, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 block stretches, this is a really, really cool one. The whole up and coming label, I mean, it's not up and coming, it's already arrived, but there's a lot of stuff here. And let me just throw the man out there. Whee! And I'm in an alleyway. Crap. How do I get out of here? Help! Help, Google. Where am I going? Why are you guys watching this? Okay, I'm going to give this 2 seconds and then I'm going to give up. Okay, there we go. I ended up in the alleyway for some reason. Okay, so there's the building. There's the LCBO in the base of it. Now again, you've probably driven by this a lot. It's relatively new. So as I said, you probably didn't know it was there. But this is a very happening stretch of the junction. And as you continue along this way, I'm not going to pretend like I know any of these restaurants. And you can still see some of the older, you know, the old corner stores. God, I missed that from back in the 80s. I'm literally just taking you on a tour here. All right, let's skip that. But yeah, I mean, it's a newer building. I think this is 2 years old. What do I got here? Yeah, 7 stories, 87 units. So it's not a big building. But what I like the most about this building is that the name of it is the Duke. You know Duke, right? The person I would name my son after if I had a son. Duke. I'd name my kid Duke if it's a boy. Maybe if it's a girl too. Are you familiar with Duke? Duke is the leader of the G.I. Joes, right? And he had a sweet jarhead haircut, and Duke dated Scarlett. I'm literally going to name my son after a G.I. Joe man. How am I going to explain that to him? Anyways, okay, so it's called the Duke, and it's 2 years old. Now this unit is super cool. Are you ready for this? This is a condo, and notice it says 2 kitchens. You ready for this, folks? This is wild. Welcome to this unique work-live opportunity at the Duke. Okay, got it. Multi-generational unit. Great, we can live in it for 40 years. Is yours to decide how to use. Upper unit is 952 square feet, converted from its original floor plan into a large 1-bedroom, no problem. Upgraded, blah, blah, blah. Lower unit, 536 square feet, perfect for work-live with a full bathroom and separate kitchen. This is like a freaking condo duplex. Is this the coolest thing you've ever seen? If you wanted to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, I want to buy a primary residence, but I want an investment property. This is unbelievable. This is 2 units in 1. So let's take a look here at the Duke. So this is your main unit. Great, I love it, I really do. Look at the size of this table, 8 people. Are we facing trees? Yes. Nice living space, 952 square feet and a 1-bed. You know what? They said originally converted from a 2-bed. I don't care, because I think there are not enough 952 square foot 1-beds in the city of Toronto. Developers today, they put 4 bedrooms in here. Not actually, but probably actually. 952 square foot 1-bed. If you are 1 person or 1 couple, you don't need a 2nd bedroom. You want living space. You want your living, dining, kitchen. You want an entertaining area. This is it. You can tell that's a king from here. It's an awesome spot. I love this. It might be a little pricey. Okay, but again, it's unique, right? Newer building. A lot of people don't even know it exists. There you go, king size, told you. And the fact that it's basically a duplex. Great finishes, okay? So there's your little den action happening. There's your little outdoor space. Not bad, not bad. And then downstairs, look at this. Unbelievable. This is so cool. So it's a bachelor, 500 something square feet. I'm sure this would only rent for what, like $1,600? Yeah. Awesome. Wow. 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 Really? Yeah. Unbelievable. That deserves a clap. Here's the thing, guys. It's been on the market for 71 days, right? So first listed for $1.2 million. And now, as we know, 1149. So this is actually $783 a square foot. Sounds great. But again, one of the units is lower level. There's only a rough-in for the extra washer dryer. The kitchen might need maybe another appliance. And it's an incredibly unique unit because I don't know how many condo duplexes I've seen. Anyways, you tell me if you have been in this building. You tell me if you knew this building was there. Not the LCBO, the actual condo. This is one of those newer buildings that I don't think a lot of people would recognize. Okay, last but not least, a building that you had no idea was there, and it happens to be, a flagship $3.4 million unit in here, is 1 Columbus Avenue, Unit 302. So this building dates back to 1997. There are only 10 units in here. This thing is gorge. This is gonna blow you away. Please tell me we have regular size photos. Thank you. Okay, so 1 Columbus. You have an elevator to your unit. Great. You can already see the original character that exists in here. We've got brick, we've got beam, we've got steel, timber and steel I meant. Great, awesome, love it. Huge. Words, sentence fragments. Literally just speaking in individual words. So upgraded, not a thing to do unless you don't like the finishes. I think in here, when you go back to that 21 River with that awful kitchen, in here, this works, right? Big gray steel beam, industrial looking. They've kind of continued that theme throughout the kitchen. And I wish the person that designed this could go to River. Okay, so unbelievable size kitchen. And the funny thing is, you see a kitchen this big, right? And you're like, oh, geez, I hope the whole condo is not a kitchen. I did see one of those at 452 Richmond. Literally, the entire condo was a kitchen. But then you look at the size over here, right? And so, check this out. You have a table over here. You have this space. You can do whatever you want with it, right? Maybe you're going to make that the dining room, and that is going to be a 12-person long table. Here you have another area for dining, and another area for living. This thing is huge, and this is what you love about open concept lofts. This thing's 2,400 square feet, well staged, love the pops of color, and it's a corner unit, and a ton of windows, ton of natural light. And here we get into bedroom, bathroom. Yeah, it's a bit older. Maybe that's part of the funk. Okay, so here you go. Looks like a queen size bed, but again, really, really big open rooms. Nice high ceilings. That bathroom at least is redone. Wow. Wow. Holy cow. This thing's crazy. So this is This is the third bedroom? Yeah, okay. We counted 2 and now this. So it's a 3-bedroom. Obviously with this, they have set this up for staging purposes. They don't really know what to do with it. I mean, again, I'm just kind of showing this to you guys. I don't know how many of you are looking for $3.4 million lofts, but I think based on, yeah, there it is, 3 bedrooms. I think what you would probably end up doing is one of these bedrooms would be a TV room or a home office or whatever. It depends on the demographic of who is buying this place. But this thing is absolutely gorgeous. And location-wise, again, like how often do you end up in here? So you know where the Robert Watson lofts are? Right here. You've got the 2 buildings, all right, 369, 363. Here's 347 Sororan, here's 383 Sororan. And as you continue up, if you're either leaving the area or you're coming down into it, you probably aren't aware that in this big residential area here, there's a brick building on the corner and it is a condominium. So I'll give you a look at this, right? So here's 383, there's Robert Watson over there, here's some houses, and then, oh, cool, here's this brick building, right? And you can see, oh, this is recent. Yeah, see there's the sign, coming soon. So there's the building itself, and there's just, just a whole lot of houses. So how often would you drive by this and would you think, oh, I bet that's a residential building? I don't know. That was the point of today's Pick 5, is that I think there are 5 buildings here that probably not everyone knows exist. So I'm really sorry if I panned 437 Roncesvalles. I just, going based on the feedback from what people tell me they want, may not be the place for everybody. 393 King, yeah, great location. Tough price point on that one. 21 River, I hated that kitchen. 530 in Indian Grove, I love everything about that. I love the location, I love the style, I love the value, I like the size of the units. This thing, a bit pricey for what it is, but a really cool duplex. Great opportunity if somebody in particular was looking for that. Last but not least, I think we would all probably like to live in that $3.4 million loft. Anyways, guys, that is it for me for this week. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Bye for now.